Testing 1 2. 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 What's up, buddy? Oh, not bad at all. We we got Operation Game in the stream tonight. I don't think nobody's watching yet. We just got started on the stream. But yeah, I actually got this white hauler that I'm fixing to do like a wicked weapons build on it. Yeah, man, oh cool. What you find? Well, I will tell you now, some of the, well, now you don't want to go down a class, but I have run across some experimentals that had lower slots, but it was you got a better scan radius and stuff out of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, see, on most of the on most of the new saves, like when you start an account, the first few stations that you visit, you end up running into an NPC that'll trade you or give you that 24 slot, either a B or a class. Yeah. Yeah, what you would do is spend some time in some Viking systems and get your rep build up, and that way check your the nanite tray or the nanite merchant or technology merchant, and the Mordite. Yeah, yeah. Well, so you need I think it's 200 star bulb, uh, 200 selenium, 100 frost crystal, and 100 cactus flesh. Yeah. Cool, cool. Are you streaming now or are you just playing? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I seen the GTA. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Cool. Did did you catch any of the Cobra TV stream tonight? Oh dude, man, they had a Xbox Live done a show like with all the newer games that's coming out on the Xbox, and they featured No Man's Sky in a portion of the content tonight. Had the developer, the creator, Sean Murray. He was actually on the show tonight and went and explained the next update and the Xbox One release. And it's going to come out. It's going to be out on the Xbox One confirmed July 24th this year. Are you looking in the right inventory? Because sometimes, like I said, if you harvest it and your inventory is full, it'll be over in your high capacity if you got any slots in there. Oh yeah, man. Cause see, I think your overseer is going to want you to build a circuit board to help complete his or to finish out his missions. And like I said, man, that with the selenium and the cactus flesh taking 2 hours to grow, I mean it's like horrendous waiting on that to grow so you can complete that mission. Yeah, that and what else? Yeah, I think just the Biodome is the only one I've bought. I mean, yeah, Holodor. Yep, I bought the Holodor and the Biodome out of the vendor. But yeah, within the Holodor, man, I'm telling you, that thing is a bear. Cause like most of the farms that I build have 10 Holodors. I put one on the back side of the main building, and then one in each of the biodomes that are freestanding out in the farm build. And you gotta have like crap. It's a ton of gases to make that thermic organic con. Do what? Yeah, yeah. Which, to be honest with you, once you get set up on living glass, like a good farm going on living glass, and I recommend like doing the gamma weed, the copperite, and the frost crystal. Go ahead and set you up a pretty good amount of that going in your farm or in your base, and craft living glass. Living glass will sell in a good economy for over $700,000 a piece. Or 700,000 units, I'm sorry. And, I mean, there's a lot of people that just go full-on living glass farms because that frostwort regrows in 15 minutes, and the copperite and the gamma weed will regrow in 30. So you can crank 15. Yeah, and if you got anything planted in your I can't think, the hydroponic tray, if you use your scanner visor and scan it, it'll actually once it's run through the scan cycle the first time, every time you scan it, it'll tell you exactly how long it has left on its growth cycle. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, because when I done a base, what I done was I created like iron corridors instead of putting a door in. I just put that. I just kept the original default door uh, with the main circular building or the default circular building, and then just run corridors and made a network of circular rooms when I first started. But I tell you, man, starting out, don't worry about building up a base too much, because what'll happen is once you start gaining some units and start picking up picking up more wealth and finishing out your exosuit and start finding better ships and upgrades for them, you'll end up moving. You know what I mean? Oh man, dude, yeah. Like say, if you feel like doing it, once you get them glyphs, I'll go find you a nice planet, whatever type you want, and just get you the portal glyphs for that planet. And all you gotta do is travel and move, tear down your base and move on over to that side. And like just my farms alone, will gain you a bunch of units and provide you with the plant resources to get you a nice little farm setup built. Yeah, and what you need to do is like once you get up and running on that account, because I know it's slow go. I mean, starting out fresh is really slow, but once you get up and running, yeah, you want to look for like a Dusty or Barren Worlds. I don't know if Barren will have it, but when you scan the planet, it'll actually it'll tell you what's the what you call it, the plant that'll grow on that planet. So it'll say echinocactus or cactus flesh in the description on the planet. Yeah, yeah, that's the hot planet. I do like the desert planets where the cactus flesh grows on, cause it's got a instead of being hot or cold or toxic or radioactive, it'll actually like at night you'll have freezing weather where you need the cold protection, and during the day it'll have the hot. Uh, it'll be a too hot planet that you have to have the heat protection. But then you'll have like stretches like the lush planets where you can walk around where you don't have no protection eating on your or no hazards eating on your hazard protections. Oh yeah, man. So how far have you got on your agricultural? Has it already got you started on the Gravitino host or anything yet? Do what? Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't know if I lost you or not. Yeah, your audio's not coming through on the stream. uh Now I'm getting it in my headset, but it's not going out on the stream. Oh, it ain't no biggie, dude. Like I said, honestly, I just started this stream up. Oh, dude, I got empty benches. Rick McPherson in the chat. Oh, dude. Hi, Sword. Glad you like the Sword Travel. Yeah, dude. He sent me a picture of a screenshot of a traveler that said its name was Traveler Sword, but it spelled it SWURD.
Mm.
I thought that was cool. Yeah, Rick or Empty Benches. He's like really big into the lore of the game. He spent a lot of time taking screenshots of the monoliths and different interactions with the NPCs, where and it gives you, because see, like the story of No Man's Sky and the races and the factions in the game, you actually have to go to like monoliths and plaques and interact with them and get pieces and portions of the lore to learn how things, the history of this universe we're in.
Right.
But yeah, he's got a pretty extensive collection of like screenshots and different lore items.
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go get some cactus flesh because I'm sure that's the next thing he's gonna want me to plant.
Yeah. I mean, so you're going to have a 100 cactus flesh or one Echino cactus plant. One, you'll need it for the agricultural mission, because you're more or less you're going to craft. You're actually going to plant and harvest. I think one of every plant in the game to complete all the agricultural missions. But like I said, once you do, you get the blueprints, or as he asks you to complete the missions, he'll give you the blueprints on what you need to plant them.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, once you get all your plants, man, you can start setting you up a little farm. I mean, it don't have to be nothing as extensive as that base that you seen me streaming the other day.
Yeah, that seems to be a little bit later on once you got
Oh
your stuff
yeah, that's higher end gameplay right there. But
you just make it work for now.
yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I'll go over with you later on. Once you start getting more acclimated to the game, the logistics on the what do you call it, the complexity level on the bases, and
Mm-hmm.
the different things that the points that most of the items in the complexity score against. Because man, like bases like mine, where you have like 200 or 2,000 limit base complexity, that the circuit board farms run at 1,975 complexity, and with the way I got it set up to make 19 of each item in the living glass and the circuit board farms. But like
Mm-hmm.
the liquid explosive farms where you plant more stuff outside, I've worked out the math on it to where it's running 1,995 complexity, but it harvests 22 liquid explosives in a single harvest.
That's good.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it's good money. I know Panda from the Hidden Panda show. He
Mm-hmm.
has visited. He's actually got his base located just a short jump from all my farm circuit. And he goes by like every day and visits the bases and harvests them.
Mm-hmm.
To help build up his account and get his units built up. If he just quit buying freighters, he'd be all right.
Yeah, freighters seem to be where everybody sinks their money. I saw one you spent like almost 300 mil. You
Life is a
spent, you said
games in the
you
chat. Sweet. Hey,
oh man,
Sword,
there
just
you go.
dropping by to
Like,
say hi to another awesome YouTuber. Man, yeah, I enjoyed that stream today, buddy. And Rick McPherson
yeah,
says he picks up some of the lore items that he's finding. You get at crashed ships and abandoned buildings.
yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I remember getting some. I think I got some of that one time. I didn't realize what it was, and then I did afterwards. But yeah, life is a game. Their streams are fun, man. That raffling system, which I actually my buddy runs a similar program to the raffling that they do. I think his is called Fuzzball. Is the one he uses, and it's
Okay.
just a program you run on your computer that links to your YouTube, and it allows you to run raffles and play games and do auctions for items and stuff. I mean, Life is a Game's a lot bigger than I am. Obviously, I give them props. They got thousands of subscribers. They work their butt off. to get where they're at. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean,
Oh yeah, man. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of guys out there that put a lot more effort into the YouTubes than people like me. I'm like I said, honestly, I I would have never considered streaming. I mean, it really wouldn't. It wouldn't nothing I was interested in
interested in.
doing. But I got some guys at the consortium hub that could use a few pointers here and there, and I'm horrible at typing, so. So what I do is do a few streams with a few pointers in it. Life's a Games asking who else is in the stream. I actually got Operation Game on a party chat, but it's not coming through on the stream. It's just coming through on my headset
No,
live.
no, I think it's coming through. I allowed it. I definitely allowed it. Yeah, my voice should be being shared to everybody's.
There you go. Yeah, I do got you. Cool. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, you should hear me.
I actually got
I'll try.
my YouTube channel pulled up on my phone,
Yeah,
and
I
I
do
got my
that too.
Bluetooth under my headset in one of my ears, but I got it turned down real low so it doesn't, because it'll stagger me because I start hearing myself talking like 30
Mhm.
seconds after I say something.
Yeah, Dan's probably not used to hearing me tired. I'm tired. It's late at night for me. I'm like half asleep. He's
Oh, I
used to
know,
hearing me
dude.
like back up in the morning.
It's like 11 p.m. here. Let's see.
Yeah, same for me. We're in the same. I think 11 p.m. Yeah, we're in the same time zone. I'm Eastern.
Yep. Okay, and I got Omegon on my freighter, so I'm gonna go ahead and kill that one. I'm actually I decided I was going to build the wheels off of this white hauler I got. I went on the Ket's layout editor, and if y'all guys, any of y'all, YouTubers or No Man's Sky players that haven't heard of this, it's called Kets. It's KETS. No Man's Sky layout editor. Search it on Google and it'll pull you up to the site. But what this dude has done is he's like the walking wiki of No Man's Sky. But he has went in and where like any upgrade tech that you add on to any of your starships, your multi-tools, your freighters, your exosuit, it calculates what the touch tech combination is for different techs, like the thetas, the taus, and the sigmas. And it's got this layout position where you can move the tech around on the layout and show what stats or what bonuses you'll get with that setup. Uh, but man, yeah, it's a wicked tool. It's taught me a lot about how the thetas, taus, and sigma upgrades work together in concert with the main module. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I
Yeah,
used
setting
it
up my
like I got my hauler up on the main screen, and I'll get that icon out there. But you see how I've laid my shields and my hyperdrives out where the theta's touching the main unit, and then I got the tau and the sigma touching the theta. Uh, Anytime that you do a theta upgrade, you get a bigger bonus if the tau and the sigma touch the theta, but you get that much more of a bonus if it's touching the main module. But like if you got a setup or a layout on your ship slot format, it won't. It's better to have the tau and the sigma touching the theta than to have all of them trying to get it to touch the main unit. If that makes any sense to y'all guys.
I don't think some of your viewers. Well, Life's a Game Point. I don't know what you're talking about. He's talking about there's different like levels of upgrades. So basically, like for them, they play 7 Days to Die. So like how you have the for Dan, if you're still watching, there's what is it? You have the brown, what is it, brown, blue, green, or whatever it is, purple. or orange or whatever. There's different colors for different levels of quality, and that's what he's talking about. The Theta and the Sigma are qualities of upgrade. So like the weapon you might have a weapon upgrade that it takes it. Weapon upgrade might be, I forget what the good shit version we have. Tau,
Yeah.
and then Theta and Sigma. So Tau and Theta, I guess, are first, 1 and 2, and then Sigma is like the third. So that's like your tiers of upgrades, so I understand.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Life is a Game just posted in the chat. Sounds very technical. You lost me at hello.
we still love you.
But yeah, dude, I'm getting ready to fly. Man, I tell you, if you're watching this stream, I got this freighter. I spent like 3 Saturdays in a row doing the save, reload, go back into the battle, and hunt for a freighter. And this big capital freighter that I bought, I eventually just settled for an S-Class 34 slot because I got tired of trying to get the S-Class because they're kind of rare.
I'm gonna see if I can hit a system with cactus flesh. I have no idea.
Yeah, I would just warp around a little bit and scan the planets.
Warps, so.
Oh, do you not? Well, I will tell you what. If you've warped 5 times, because I think it takes 5 warps initially after you've claimed a base to get the station terminus activated. But after your 5th warp, you can go to this. Like if you go, like say you warp to 3 different systems looking for items, and you find it, or you're done, or you're out of warps, you can go to the space station, and as you're entering, it'll be on the side to your left. Go up, and it'll have a terminus, and if you activate it, it'll take you directly back to your base, and you don't have to warp back.
Well, here's the thing I need to figure out. I got 4 systems here. One with a Korvax system that's 6 planets. I might hop to that one.
Yeah, most of the time, the more planets you have in a system, the bigger the variety you'll come across.
So we're gonna head up. I'm gonna head up and try to hit this system once I get into the atmosphere.
But to get back, Life is Game. So there is definitely more to this game than just flying. Oh yeah, man, dude. I'll tell you what. Let me run up here and show you this freighter farm real quick. Life is a Game, and I'll show you the farm I built inside my freighter, and then I'll go because I need to go to the space station and get a couple dynamic resonators, and then I'll warp back to my home planet, and I'll show you my farm build and the system that I got them set up in.
I think this is my 5th warp right here.
Yeah, you'll actually on your 5th warp you'll get a milestone. But this freighter farm I got set up at a capacity level to where it's running, I think 99% capacity. It'll make 9 living glass in a single harvest, and then I have I think it's 400 fungal mold in the very back, just for like because when I first set the farm up, I was buying a bunch of ships, and I kept trading out different ships, and the warp drive upgrades take frost warp, fungal mold, and selenium. 1,000. It takes 1,000 frost warp for the Sigma, 1,000 fungal mold for the Tau, and 1,000 selenium for the Theta. So I had it where I set up to where I had enough with the circuit board farm, the living glass, and that fungal mold. I'd be able to just continuously fix my put new warp drives on.
Fungal mold?
Do what?
Am I going to need fungal mold?
Yeah, you're going to need fungal mold. I think all you're going to need is for one plant, you're only going to need 100. So you'll need to collect 2 of them if you run across them.
In your starship to communicator, a mysterious signal. Abandoned planet. It doesn't say it has it.
Yeah, when you run into anything that says forsaken, airless, abandoned, terraforming catastrophe, stuff like that, there's going to be no life on the planet, and a lot of times it won't have an atmosphere, so it'll actually tax your it'll tax your life support. Or like triple. You'll see the three arrows digging on your life support system. And life is game type, so you do fly the freighter as well. You don't fly it as in like you would normal flight controls like your ship, but like if I'm going to jump into another system, I can actually go up into the command center of the freighter and access the galactic map, and it will it'll bring up the galactic map, and you just warp like you would with your ship. But you just jump into the system and you end up beside the space station.
Abandoned.
Abandoned.
You said, yeah, you said it's not on. It's not on it. There's this system doesn't even have one. I got 2 warps left. I might as well just hop out of here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's hard to find a good system that has a full variety of plants. I mean, most of the time you'll jump into a system and it'll be either heavy on gamma or heavy on starbulb. But I think the initial system that I started out on my first save, I spent a lot of time there because the entire system had selenium, fungal mold, cactus flesh, and gamma weed, and frost crystal. If I'm not mistaken, so it had every biome for planting that you needed.
I hope when the space station has freaking some thymine.
Thamium, they won't sell it at the space station.
Dang.
Yeah, space station don't have thamium, but when you start warping looking for the cactus flesh planets, warp to Gex stations and check the nanite vendor for tech. One of the first things you're going to want to find starting out is you're going to want to find a economy scanner. That is a lifesaver, dude. If you have the economy scanner, once you get on a planet, you can scan in the atmosphere, or when you're in the flying around in the atmosphere on a planet, you can use that economy scanner on your quick bar, and it'll locate trade stations. And that's the quickest way to find thamium there is. You just buy it from NPCs. I mean, you can buy it in bulk. I mean, there's like a high economy system will sell like 700 or 800 pieces of thamium at a time, or per NPC.
Yeah, I'm getting some off of these asteroids.
Yeah, that's probably the second best way to find it if you don't have the economy scanner. But the only catch to farming thamium or iron in the asteroids around the planet is if you're in any kind of conflict level system, you'll eventually start getting attacked by pirates. It just gets, in the wrong in the wrong conflict level, it just gets annoying after a while.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get enough to make myself a little. I don't know if I have enough yet. I do. I just want to craft myself one more warp cell so I can pop it into the hyperdrive so I can hop to the next system. And I'm good now.
Cool.
Alright.
Yeah,
see.
I think
I got one more system I can check before I gotta go back. I don't know where to go. I thought I had a black hole.
Oh, life is a game, dude. Man, this game is awesome. If you're going to download it on PC, there's several PC players that play it currently. It's not as big of a share as the PS4 players, but like I said, I don't know. They didn't say nothing today about cross-platform when they interviewed Sean Murray. But dude, if like the Tencent Wii games, that's the Chinese Steam, gets this game and it's cross-platform on their server, dude, you're talking like you're gonna have a shoot load of oh, you are on PS4, okay, cool, yeah, man, dude, get the game. I'm telling you, it is well worth the money. I've been playing this thing like every day straight for 5 months.
So you're saying it's only the only way I can find it is in the desert area.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I ain't too far up on the cactus flesh because most of the recipes for crafting don't call for a lot of cactus flesh, so I've never had to harvest it a lot. But like I said, when you scan the planets, it'll either say dusty or dry planet or something like that, and it'll have in the listing on the planet, it'll have a list of the ores and the plants that grow or you can find the ores on that planet. Like where it says gold, iridium, and copper or whatnot, when you scan the planet, it'll at the top line or the top section, it'll say either starbulb or phosphor or selenium, and it'll say cactus flesh as something that it offers. All right, life is a game. This is my my 19 board circuit board farm, dude. You can come here and harvest this base in like 15 minutes and turn around and craft the circuit boards and make like 22 to 24 million units.
Does the desert planets have a certain look to them?
They'll probably be more like a brownish or like a more Marsy looking planet.
Do they if they have rings around them, does that count or no?
I don't think any of them have rings around them. That was one of the things that they've been speculating on a lot.
Here's one right here. It's got 6 planets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll take this one. Got a better chance.
Oh yeah, that's the way to go.
If I don't find it here, I just gotta go back. That's all. No big deal.
Okay. Yeah, Life is a Game. Life is a Game said that. So you did build this? Yeah, I've built. What I do in the Galactic Consortium right now. I'm actually from the Amino Hub, but I came over with both my accounts. 'Cause I got 2 accounts established on No Man's Sky. I brought both my accounts over here to the Consortium Hub because one of my friends, Tempest and Panda from the Hidden Panda show, had created and started their own hub. So I've been seeding these bases in a region through the hub. This is the 4th.
Found it.
Did you find it? Cool.
Yeah,
this is the 4th circuit board base that I've built in this hub, and I have 2 liquid explosive bases and 2 circuit board bases, living glass bases. Which, like I said, if you harvested all 8 of these bases in one night, you would make like almost 200 million units for like an hour and a half worth of work. Now, what I did do with this, and it's like, here we talk about the multiplayer, like, different people can come by and see your base. So that was both my accounts. I don't think anybody's got this address right now yet because I ain't posted a wiki on it. But where I've been seeding bases, I haven't been building or putting my exocraft up, and I think I've stored some of my rarer items in one of my exocraft. So I'm gonna have to build these geobays again and see what's in them. Cause, yep, there it is. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I've been where I was building ships really often when I was collecting haulers and stuff. I needed all this stuff on a regular basis, and then when I quit collecting so much of it, I just stored it in my Colossus, and when I claimed another base, your pads don't automatically come back. You have to rebuild them. So, but it keeps all the stuff in the storage. So it's a good way for like long-term storage, like for rarer items like the vortex cubes and the neutrino modules and the gravitino balls and the Omegon and the dimensional matrices. It's a good place to stash it, and that way it's always in your Colossus, but you don't always have to have a Colossus Geobay at each one of your farm builds. Alright, now that I got that, now I need to jump into this and open my menu and do this upgrade. And I actually
300.
do what?
I think that's enough. I got 300.
Oh, 300 cactus flesh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cactus flesh is the coolest plant in No Man's Sky. You get 100 cactus flesh for each harvest, and it only takes 100 cactus flesh to plant another one. So it's a 1-for-1. So each one you collect, you can turn around and plant it right back with some thamium and carbon. That's the best return on a plant in the entire game. Every other plant either takes 2 or up to 4 harvests to have enough to create another one.
I think Starbulbs was at 4 too.
Starbulb's 4. Yeah, they're the worst one in the game. Starbulb, but the only good thing to Starbulb is NPC sells Starbulb. You can actually purchase it.
Yeah, like trade stations, right?
Yeah, trade stations. Life as a Game says, can you drive that vehicle? Oh yeah, dude. There's like you can drive the Colossus, and it's like the tank of No Man's Sky. You can drive it around. It's got the highest storage, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the best weapon. It's got like a mining laser you can actually upgrade. But my favorite is the Nomad. It's got like a little hover. Let me craft one real quick while I'm thinking about it. But you can craft this Nomad, and it's got the hover pad. Get further away from it so the craft. Oh, I'm in my base. That's why I'm in my base complexity. Oh, I'm out of Heridium. That's why I need more Heridium. I don't know if I got any Heridium handy on this nearby this base. But yeah, I mean, like the Nomad you can craft. It's got like little glowing, like the repulsor on Iron Man. It's got like the little glowing legs on it, or the feet, and it hovers. You can actually travel across water with it. Now, what was you saying, the Operation Game?
I was saying, what all did you need from? You said you needed certain plants from the agriculture. What all do you need?
Oh, you're going to need one of everything. You'll need cactus flesh, star bramble, fungal mold, copperite, gamma root, frost crystal.
I'm about to go get me some gamma root.
What is up on my scanner? There it goes.
I don't have no fungal mold, but I got some gamma root. I got the cactus flesh. I'm just trying to get it all so I can just fly through these.
Well, like I said, you'll have to build them one at a time anyway. You'll have to build them and then but if you collect double, like say the cactus flesh, if you collect like 200 or 300 of it, when you plant the cactus flesh initially, when he gives you the blueprint for it, and you walk outside of the base, it'll immediately tell you to go back to the agricultural vendor or the agricultural terminal and turn in the other cactus flesh that you got in your exosuit as to complete the mission. Yeah. But yeah,
I'm going to get some gamma root right now.
Life is a Game said be right back. Yeah, Life, man. Yeah, I'll be streaming here probably another maybe 20, 30 more minutes. But shoot, yeah, dude, come on back. when you get a chance. But the coolest thing about them nomads is like a lot of the guys from the Amino Hub will set up in creative mode different racetracks. It's like checkpoint racing, and you can take those the nomads and race against people. I mean, you'll see their orbs as they're racing, so it ain't like you're seeing the Exocraft or players, but you can see the orbs and actually race against their times and stuff. I know Boyd had set up a Great Nomad race. Man, I can't remember. It was 2 months ago or 3. They set this Great Nomad race up where they had 2 races, and each one of them had 16 players to fill the chat lobby. Each one of them had 16 players racing each other, and they streamed it. Cobra done a stream, Boyd done a stream, and I think just Jared may have streamed it. I ain't sure if he did or not. I think Panda did. But they had all these YouTubers got together and streamed this race on their channels. I thought it was the coolest thing. Okay, let me get back and finish what I was doing. Let me get back in this Colossus and upgrade my Starship weapons.
So, the only thing I need to go get now is fungal mold, which I think there's a planet in my system that has it. It's on a corrosive planet, right?
Yeah, it'll say toxic or corrosive. And most of the time the planet, and it ain't always the case, but most of the time, the planet will have a green tint to it.
I'm going to head back to my system now because I got a bunch of stuff that I wanted to get, finally. I wanted to try to set it up so I didn't have to do too much.
Cool. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, to get through it. If you're actually out and about harvesting and exploring, is just grab twice what you need to show in, or twice what you need to craft it, and once you plant it, you ain't gotta wait for it to grow. You just return to go outside, and it'll cue you to return to the agricultural overseer. Now I'm gonna get to have some fun on the stream, guys. I gotta have dimensional matrices for this last phase beam upgrade. I got 2 in the Colossus, and I think if I'm not mistaken,
Warp 12 times.
Do what?
I just got trophy for warping 12 times. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. But you gotta have 3, if I'm not mistaken, for this theta upgrade. And you can find the dimensional matrices in the trade stations rarely from NPC traders. And what I usually do is when I see one selling them, I'll buy like 10 or 20 of them, because maybe a third of the theta upgrades for all the tech require a dimensional matrix. Up and just store them in an exocraft for long term, and when I get ready to upgrade a ship, then I'll just I'll grab them. And what did I do? I just went through my portal and didn't even dial it. I had it connected to another planet. Oh, I dialed in from my old base. Cool. Yeah. Alright, I want to jump back through the portal. There's a YouTuber named Zane's World channel. He has done like extensive work with No Man's Sky as far as tutorials and tips and tricks for farming and different aspects of the game. He has actually got a website up called the Zane's World Farmers Market, where it's a sharing of portal codes for different player bases across different platforms and different galaxies, for players that want to share their base with other users. And but part of that website is the rare resource the Zane's World rare resource. It's hard to say this late at night. I'm getting a little slurry with my words. But it's actually got where him and a lot of it, Xenoslave went through and tested a lot of these planets with the first two portal glyphs, to where when you first begin and you don't have all your glyphs, you can go find a lot of these rare resources you need for upgrades. But one of the portal addresses on this list was for Gravitino balls. Or no, yeah, Gravitino balls, which you can, it's kind of rare to find in the wild, and it's usually on a planet that is high sentinel or extreme sentinel. And I was thinking we was needing Gravitino balls, but that ain't where I'm going. I'm gonna go to the go to the Vortex Cube planet, and I run across it, and I think Zane has it on the rare resource list. But once you get your bird glyph, you just dial 12 birds in a row on the portal, and it'll bring you to this cold planet. And on the planet, if you go just over the hill to the left, there's 5 freestanding vortex cubes on pedestals. And which I got plenty of vortex cubes, but if you harvest one of those vortex cubes or the Gravitino balls, it'll give you a stage 2 wanted level with the Sentinels. And that's what I'm going for. I'm actually needing the dimensional matrices from the Sentinels from destroying them. And most of the time you won't get the dimensional matrix unless you destroy the Hound or the Walker. So I'm getting ready to have some fun killing some Sentinels and put my Excalibur to work. I think I got it called Excalibur on this one. Let's see, we'll check it and see. Yeah, I went to the Amino Hub has a planet in the hub that actually has this S-class experimental multi-tool. I went and found it. That's probably one of the first things I done when I came to the hub. But it's got 44 damage, 80 on the mining, and 100 on the scanner. And I was really wanting that scanner when I got this thing, because it helped out a ton in trying to find different items in the when I'm out looking for like plants and harvesting when I was starting my farms. But that, and it's part of my it's actually part of my harvester network for the stasis devices. You can actually come here. I ain't got enough to recharge that doggone it. There it goes. I'm gonna need some plutonium to charge these things back up if I keep harvesting them. But it's a part of my list, or one of the planets on the list of planets to harvest for what was I thinking? For the stasis device, because you need so many gases to craft the what I need, the enriched carbon, the so on and so forth. My mind's kind of blank because it's so late at night. But you need those gases. You need all 3 of those gases to craft them out, or craft that the different items to begin the stasis devices. And there's those vortex cubes. So what you do is, like, especially if you're needing more than one of these dimensional matrices, is you harvest one of these, and you see I already got a level 3 wanted level by the, oh, there he is. I got the level 3 on the Sentinel wanted, and he's behind me. If I get him located, probably better do this at daytime. You see how fast I drop this Hound? Boom, there he is. And I got nanites. It don't always give you boom. It don't always give you the dimensional matrix, so that's why I only grabbed one of them. I got a neutrino module. That was helpful. Okay, and you don't want to kill the second one. The second Sentinel that comes with the Hound. Oh, dang it! See, this multi-tool is so wicked, guys, that I just about like one-shotted that sentinel. I couldn't let off the phase or the mining beam fast enough not to kill it. So on this next one, I'm gonna have to run around in circles till it sends another wave of sentinels. I like the combo that was sitting beside it. Okay, back at it again. There he is. And like I said, if you ever get that level 3 wanted level, or level 3 sentinel level, you want to kill the dog first, because that thing will take you out if you're not careful. Especially if you don't have a good, there's one. Okay, I got the one I needed. Let's kill one of these sentinels real quick.
Grabbing some star balls right now.
Do what?
Grabbing some star balls.
Cool, cool.
I have some already, I think, somewhere. I don't remember where. I gotta look. I can't grab. I got 50 so far, and I just picked up another 75.
And if you guys can see on the screen, because I'm having to move around, it's got like a little circle with a exclamation point above the sentinel. Once that circle fills completely in, he'll call him back up, and I'll get the level 4 wanted level, and that's when they send the walker after you. And that thing is pretty nasty. He's not as big a pushover as these drones are. That, and if you ever get chased down by sentinels and you're trying to recharge something or try to get a better shot on them, if you run up underneath them, it confuses them and they can't shoot you. So usually I'm just toying around with this sentinel trying to keep him from shooting me until he calls in for backup. And he's starting to get on my nerves because he's poking along calling in for backup. I guess I'm going to have to give him a little... Oh, there he goes. Alright, they called in the... Oh my goodness, run, Josh. Oh my goodness. That walker pops up on top of you quick, brother. Oh no, dang it. Find some cover, find some cover. I'm going to get black screened. And if you're shooting the walker, it won't... Oh, there he goes. Boom, he's dead. He's down, he's down. Alright, let's kill these sentinels. Clean this mess up before I get killed. I'm a little braver on YouTube than I am on when I'm playing in private. Because I usually duck behind something and hide before I get the walker coming after me. And there is his... No, that's a knowledge stone. Where's his barrel at? There it is. And nanites. I got nanites from a walker. That's a rip-off. You still with me, Operation Game?
Oh, I'm here.
I didn't know if I scared you off when I started screaming at the sentinels.
No, you're good. Takes a lot more to scare me off than that.
I was streaming the other night and I had Panda in the chat, and it was on my new save stream where I just started that third account, PSN account, and I just got finished completing a mission for my scientist in my base missions, and I was out looking for either plutonium or something, and I fell in this freaking hole, and it dropped me down in this cave, but it dropped me down so far that my jetpack, because I still got the first jetpack with no upgrades. I couldn't get back out of the cave, and there was this freaking aggressive crab that kept attacking me, and here I am stuck in this cave, can't get back out. Can't find my way back out of the cave, and I'm getting attacked, and I almost got killed by this freaking crab, dude. I started cussing and yelling at the TV. It was like, I had Panda over just ha 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 and all through the chat. But yeah,
Starball ain't easy to find.
No, Starball's kind of like that fungal mode. You got to scan for it twice to find it.
Oh.
Yeah, scan, walk a little bit, look around, and then scan again. Because, like I say, if you got the weaker the multi-tools, or a multi-tool that don't have a really good scan radius or a scan range or a bonus to it or upgraded, a lot of these rare, or I wouldn't say rare, but some of these plants And I found it to be true a lot of times with the fungal mold, because I've actually scanned and then walked up on a fungal mold plant that didn't register with my scan. That's what I'm saying. Once you get these portal glyphs, man, you know, and your base mission's done, you'll actually have a way of making it to the one of the hubs, or actually one of these multi-tool planets. And like I said, that's one of the first things I done when I started playing online and got joined the Amino Hub, was I went to Niblet's base, or Niblet's planet, where she discovered her Alex Check 1 discovered the S-Class experimental multi-tool. And like I said, this thing's probably one of the baddest, one of the toughest multi-tools in the game. But like, I'm gonna pull it up on screen. This one has actually got the combat amplifier Omega. I got the Omega, the Theta, the Tau, and the Sigma on the combat amplifier. And like I said, man, it drops sentinels like it don't take a second to drop a sentinel. I mean, I love it. And like the oh man, I got a level 5. I got 5-star. They actually call in the sentinels. Ooh, I got a visitor. Who is at the planet? I get over and see who it is. And I got drastic measures. Drastic measures. Haha, can you hear me in the chat, buddy? Let's see if he's got his comms on. Hello, hello. Oh, it might be because I got the party chat prioritized. Cool. Well, welcome to the Sword stream, Drastic Measures. Maybe if you see this later on YouTube, you say, hey, I was there when that guy was there.
How long does it take for one of these things to go?
Which one?
Solar.
The Solar Vine takes 2 hours.
What? Good thing I got extra.
Yo, yeah. Oh, trust me,
I wasn't waiting 2 hours.
I didn't know to grab extra when I first started playing. My first save, dude, I had to goof around for like, it took me a week or almost 2 weeks to get all those freaking base missions done.
It would want me to go get the one thing I don't have.
What's that?
Fucking fungal
Fungal mode.
He's
I
like,
told you.
Fungal mode. I'm like, man, you couldn't ask for the fucking star ball, cactus flesh, which I got a bunch of. You got to ask for the one I didn't get yet.
Oh man, yeah. But like I said, dude, it'll be well worth the effort, because once you have those base missions or the agricultural missions complete, you can plant and harvest, or you can harvest them now that you got the hazmat glove. But you can plant those items, and like once you get your portal glyphs, dude, you can travel to one of my circuit board bases or one of my living glass bases. I actually got a circuit board base that's 5-minute walk from the portal. I mean, you can go to the portal and go through the portal and harvest my base and be back in like 20 minutes. And have like either have more than you'll probably use to build your base, or build a base like, or a farm like mine, or you can make like 20 million units in like 20 minutes.
Right. That's what I need to do, so I can get myself better shit, better gear.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, I'll tell you too. Once you get the second portal glyph, I'll give you some pointers on how to find crash ships, because you can go to some planets that, I mean, some planets have it more than others, but you can go to some planets, dude, and there'll be like clusters of 5 or 6 crashed ships in an area, and you can find some really cool crashed ships. I mean, I think there's a couple marked in the hub that are S-class or exotics that
What,
you
you
can.
just gotta fix them up?
Yeah, I mean, well, when you get them, it's kind of like when you first start out. You got to fix all the equipment on the ship,
Yeah.
and then you gotta fix the broken slots. Like with your multi-tool, it's got broken slots you have to pay to fix. But
Yeah.
the reason I say once you get the portal or the second portal glyph or the first portal glyph, you can actually, if you travel through the portal and get to the other side and open up your ship menu, this next update may fix it, but there's a bug or a glitch that you can go through the portal and open your ship menu and repair all those slots for 1,000 units apiece. So like if you run across like a 48 slot crashed hauler, you're set, dude, because you can fix that hauler up, go through the portal, fix all the slots relatively cheaply, and then you got a max slot hauler that you won't have to worry about a whole lot of, you ain't gonna have a lot of storage problems.
Oh man, what the hell is this? Oh, fuck. Made me walk halfway across the damn planet to find this one. Not literally, I didn't mean that literally. It was
Yeah.
time. Scanner recharging.
What the crap? What do I not have? Oh, Thamium. Huh? Crap. That's usually how it goes. It's the one thing I don't have a whole lot of.
Thamium is hard to get a lot of. They don't sell it in a bulk load like everything else.
Oh, dude, I got a couple haulers up in my freighter that ain't got. It's 48 slot haulers that don't have nothing but Thamium in them. Thamium and carbon. Yep, I knew I had some. I had 1,000 in my storage container. Yeah, cause see, when you go to crafting, when you go to making these farms, dude, oh god, Thamium is like the main component. Let me get my notebook out and I'll tell you. What I do is I do run all the numbers of what I'm going to need for the different farm builds. Like, I'll give you the plant numbers just for the circuit board farm that you seen on my stream the other day. It took 15,200 star bulb to make those 152 star bulb plants. It took 3,800 or 3,800 frost crystal, 7,600 selenium, 1,900 cactus flesh, and 11,400 Thamium 9, 7,030 carbon to plant all the plants on this circuit board base. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank God I found some more. I just wanted to get enough to turn into them, and I know I'm probably going to need at least 25.
What's that?
25. How much do you need for, is it 50 for each item when you turn it in?
I honestly, I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head what he requires from you. I think it's 50 because 50 is what you harvest from most of the plants.
100.
But it takes 100 to craft it.
Yeah, I got 150 right now, so I'll do one more scan, see if I have anything else pops up. Oh, look at that. 2 more. I'll grab those. No, that's good enough.
Cool, cool.
Although I keep forgetting that you can call your shit.
Yeah, I know.
I forget it all the time, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta make it back to the ship before my life support runs out. And then I'll be running back, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Uh-huh. That's my favorite feature starting out. Because what I would do when I first start out is I would go chase waypoints or go through and because if you fly with your ship in just flying around above the planet or on the planet and scan, you'll get these little green arrows or little green question marks that are actually points of interest, and you can travel to the points of interest and it'll be like either abandoned buildings or transmission towers or stuff like that. And uh, what I would do is I would travel, and if I landed, I would scan and walk to the next one on foot and collect resources as I go and scan plants and fauna as I go. And if it got to where I would get in a bind where my hazard protection was falling, I would just call my ship to me instead of having to walk back or just fly and land somewhere.
Right. Man, I got 2 over here. Nice. Alright, I think this is good enough. I gotta see how much I had, but I think I got close to 200. That's more than enough.
Oh yeah, if you got 200, you're good because you're gonna use 100 to craft the item and then
50 for him.
yeah, 50 for him, so you're good to go. All right, so I got my phase beam upgrades done in my hauler. So now my next project's going to be the Infraknife accelerator. Yeah, dude, I'm getting ready to arm this hauler to the teeth because it's got 48 slots in it. So it's got plenty of room to hold a bunch of weapons upgrades. So yeah, I'm getting ready to make a beast out of this thing. I'm gonna pull up my kit screen that I had. See how I got this set up. My wife coming here looking at me like I'm talking to myself.
Why are you always doing that, man? Just freak your wife out.
I know, right?
My wife did that to me the one day right in the middle of a stream. She goes, "Who the fuck are you talking to?" I'm like, I don't know. Who do you think I'm talking
to? I know, I was streaming. Who was it? Yeah, I was streaming the other night, and I had been planning on getting off the stream, and I stayed up like another 45 minutes after after I planned on going to bed, and you could hear in the stream yelling across the house, "Come to bed!"
Yeah,
she'll yell at me again.
That's my alarm.
Yeah, when she starts yelling for you, it's time to end the stream.
Yeah. My favorite is whenever she goes, "All right, it's time for bed." I say, "All right, I'll be up in a minute," and I have no intention on going up.
Oh yeah, I get in trouble for that all the time.
And she knows it. She's like, "Didn't I ask you to come to bed?" And I'm like, "Well, you did, but I thought I didn't want to."
Would you rather me tell the truth or lie?
I said it the one day, and she's like, "Well," she goes, "you can either come to bed or I can take your nuts off tonight when you go to sleep." I said, "I'll come to bed."
Oh yeah, short argument.
Listen, I already sleep, I worry enough when I sleep. I don't need to worry about my stuff being messed with.
Oh, she was serious?
Oh, she's dead, dude. You have no idea. All my buddies are like, "Man, she's just teasing." I'm like, you didn't marry her. Trust me, you have no idea.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I can't pick around about my wife at all. She is my best friend, and she's like the most awesome person I know.
Oh, I pick at her all the time, but I love her.
Oh yeah.
Pain in the ass, but I love her. She laughs at me all the time. She's like, "How can you say those things?" And I'm like, "Well, 'cause you're my pain in the ass."
Exactly. Okay, that planet's got nickel on it. I gotta go find. That's the few things that I didn't have stored, cause I tell you, dude, I keep everything. I mean, I got haulers full of stuff that I don't ever use. I got my exocraft, all 3 of my exocraft full of stuff I don't use. And the sad thing about it is, like, maybe a month ago, I went through all my storages and just wiped everything before I started this farm seeding mission. And like, I cleaned house and threw away all kinds of stuff just to make space so I can store all the thamium and different items I needed to seed these bases. And and it ain't even been like 2 months, and I'm already like stocked up on everything but the one thing I need tonight. But yeah, when you start getting into these higher end weapons upgrades for your ship.
Oh, you motherfucker.
What happened?
You fucking prick. It fucking did the stupid fucking, I jumped off the ship too fast all year.
Oh no, fell through the floor.
It's alright, it's saved as soon as I jumped up.
Yeah, dude, like I said, I see people talking in the Amino chat all the time talking about keeping a terrain manipulator in their multi-tool about to get out of the ground when they fall through, and I'm like, well, if you fall through when you jump out of your ship, just reload your save.
Yeah, you just hopped out your ship. It's not that big. Like, it don't bother me that much, but like I did do it the one time. One time it did piss me off because I wasn't in my ship.
Oh Lord.
I don't know why I did it. Then I had just collected I collected 8 stacks of gold. Poof, gone.
Yep. Man, that's awful.
Yeah, I know, and I was in stream when it happened too. I was like, really, motherfucker? Really?
You gonna do it in public, huh?
You will fuck me on live, alright. Well, it's live. I see how this fucking game goes.
Yeah, man, I get
so
people
bad.
that I was in this guy's chat today, and and credit to him, because the dude had already collected like 5 million units on it. I think he was on his 3rd or 4th stream of the game, and I kind of was going to help him out like when you started streaming, give him a few pointers and stuff in the chat. Dude had collected like 5 million units by harvesting gold and selling it to NPCs. And I'm sitting here like, that's freaking commitment right there, dude. I made like 300 grand before I started looking for something else to sell.
I think if you unload your ship and your exosuit full inventory slots open, I think you can get close to, I think it's over $1 million a run.
I mean, yeah, you can make good money with gold. I mean, I actually harvested gold for a while. But like I said, man, you do it 4 or 5 times, and you're like, man, I'm about tired of this.
Yeah, like, that's why I kind of want to get the farm gun. If I can get the farm gun, then I can kind of set the farm up the way I want.
Yeah, man.
Boards and glass and shit. And then I can just sell that shit. Because, yeah, it might take a little longer to load in. You know what I mean? But my profits are going to fly. Like, if I do that glass, the frost work takes 15 minutes. If I set up 2 circular rooms of frost work, I could make a killing in a couple hours.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man, the way to do it anymore, especially with the hubs, and I'm gonna give a big shout out to Tempest and Panda for this Galactic Consortium that they founded, because basically the idea principle behind the Galactic Consortium is their motto is prosperity for all. It's players helping other players. That, like, and I've took that mantra and run with it with building so many farms, because most people's going to build their base and they're going to have some crops in them. Like, they'll do a really artistic base where they put a lot of thought and a lot of energy and a lot of creativity into their base builds to kind of fits their personalities. My buddy Stark Wolf, that's in the consortium hub, he just got done building his base when they decided to start a actual hub instead of just being a kind of a waypoint or a waypost for addresses and portal addresses and stuff. So he didn't want to give up his base. He don't want to give up his base, and I don't blame him because he put a lot of work in that thing. I went and visited and dropped a comm ball one day, and I mean, it's pretty sharp looking base. I like it. But the thing about it is, when you go into doing more artistic and creative builds to where you're wanting, a nice looking structure or a base that you can say, hey, that's mine, I built that. A lot of the times it don't leave a lot of room for the farm or for your craftables. So a lot of players, that have nice bases don't have a really good way of making units. So that's what the Galactic Consortium, that's what we were about, was getting a database to where you can go in and look at some of these farm locations where you can travel and make some units without having to give up some of the aesthetic value of your base and turn it into a full-fledged farm like I do. But like I said, I jumped on. Well, go ahead.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I jumped in on with these farm builds and I'm telling you, man, I got like 95% of the stuff that I've learned playing this game. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Zane and Zane's World. About 95% of the stuff I've learned from watching his stream. I mean, dude is like a guru on the game. I mean, he puts a lot of work in. I mean, he learns just like everybody else from other players and people that's tried out stuff and tested. But he's put a lot of work into the stuff that he streams. And I will tell you this: he will not stream anything or claim it as fact until he has actually put it through its paces himself. So, like, I mean, and he's one of them players that, he wants to play the game to play it the way it's supposed to be played. Like where I was telling you that portal glitch where you can fix all your slots on your hauler. He's the kind of guy that would, he's going to spend the units to fix it the way it's supposed to be fixed in the game. Spend the units to get the slots fixed, and he won't take the shortcuts when he does, and I applaud him for that, because like I said, that good on him for it, because he wants the game to be challenging, and and play it the way it's supposed to be, to play it to be challenging, the way they set it up to be. So I can't knock him for any of that, because he puts the work in on his stuff. But yeah, he done a farming masterclass series. It was like 8 episodes, where he showed how to calculate the complexity of the bases, the values of all the items in the bases, and more or less showed one of the episodes was that circuit board farm, to where you could craft the 19 circuit boards and do it all as a passive farm, a single harvest passive farm that you harvest every 2 hours, instead of more like a grind farm where you're actually harvesting every 15 to 30 minutes for 2 hours before you craft all the items. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like the circuit board, if you build it on like a hot planet that has selenium as the biome for the selenium, you can build all that solar vine outside because it takes the longest to harvest, and then build the star bramble and the cactus flesh and the frostwort in biodomes. But you have to harvest to do it at the maximum capacity, you got to be harvesting every 15 minutes for 2 hours, collecting enough frostwort to make it for when you harvest the selenium to turn out a higher output of circuit boards. And like I said, you make, like the living glass is the fastest grinding. Like if you're harvesting every 15 or 30 minutes, you can make more money off of living glass than you can anything else in the game. But like I said, it requires you to constantly be at your base the entire time you're playing, harvesting that frostwort.
Right. And that's a pain in the ass.
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, like with me, especially when I first started out, when I was first started playing the game, man, dude, I would just explore. I mean, I enjoyed just going out and, I mean, picking a direction and taking off, you know? And I still do to a point, but like I said, I got so much, a lot, you know, so many different projects going on at certain times that, you know, I don't really get to just go walk out and explore anymore.
Right. You got stuff going on that you're doing.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love doing it. I mean, you know, a lot of guys, talk to me about, some of these farm builds, like, man, how you do that? And I'm like, how you keep building these farms like that? And I'm like, it's something to do. I can get on the game and, go out and collect, go out and play for 2 hours when I get home one night, and the only thing I'm doing is collecting resources for the next base build. And then come in the next night and spend 2 hours setting up a new base. I know there's a couple of these farms. There's a couple of these farms that I've set up with my main account that I've never harvested with my main account. Yeah, I set it up, and then before the crops completely grown, I was seeding another base with my other account, or with that account. But having 2 PSN accounts, what I'll do is, like, when I get done, because as soon as that base gets uploaded to the server, it's ready to harvest for somebody else. So, like, if you spend like an hour and a half, 2 hours setting a base up, and then save it, upload the data of the system, and then save the game and exit out of the game, it loads it to the server, and you can jump right over to your second account and go directly there, and it is ready to harvest. Let's see, I need to get out off this planet.
I do like about that. I like the harvesting idea. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Because it's a good way to make money.
Well, I mean, it brought more of like a co-op, more multiplayer co-op to the game with the farms. And the nice thing about it is, like, say if I'm at my farm harvesting and you come by, your harvesting doesn't affect my harvesting. You see what I'm saying?
So you're not messing up. I'm not messing up your stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're not hurting me or hindering me. That's why I'm kind of curious to how this multiplayer is going to work with this new update. If that's going to become a factor, because I don't think people's going to share their bases as often, especially if they're grinding the base themselves. If other people harvesting affects the crop growth, that'd be like, I get home in the afternoon and say, hey, I'm going to go grind out a couple farms and make a few units saving up for this, that, or the other, and come in there and somebody's then pop by your base 20 minutes earlier and harvested everything you got, so it's like another hour and 40 minutes before you can harvest again.
Right, and then that makes you not want to share your base.
Well, that's when the PvP aspect of it's going to start coming into play.
Yeah, they're going to have to set up some sort of a defensive thing, like, if you know what I mean, like some sort of way to build a defense for your base.
Well, they do, and they don't. You can actually go into your options, and it's got a base sharing selection, and you can turn your base sharing off to where it won't share your base with the rest of the server. I mean, like I said, you'll be able to see your base, and it'll exist there until you change that. But like, say another player come by that base, it'll just be the single default building standing there. They won't be able to see the base if you got that off. And I'm kind of hoping with the multiplayer, and Sean Murray even said, there's going to be some PvP. I don't know his exact words on how he phrased it, because it's late and I'm a little a little tired, but the way I don't know exactly the way he phrased it, but he pretty much confirmed there's going to be some PvP with this multiplayer, and I'm kind of worried about it, because like I said, I know how a lot of the PvP games goes. People are going to prey on other players.
Yeah, I mean, that's natural. You're always going to have that, though.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, that ain't ever been what No Man's Sky's been about.
Yeah, I feel like they're just adding it because people probably have asked for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, people's been begging for PvP. What am I doing? I come back to my base because I needed carbon, but the
Hmm.
planet that I built my base on has no fauna or no flora whatsoever. So,
Oh, that's a
I
bitch.
yeah, well no, I mean I like it because the scenery, because ocean planet, and the base is like right on the hill beside the ocean, but
That's
it's
how
only
mine
like
is.
yeah, and it's only like let's see, uh, 14 minutes from the portal. But
Oh,
the
that ain't bad.
but the thing about it, you got to have a nomad to get there. So it'd take you about it'd take you about 5 minutes to get there in a nomad, which is really acceptable. It is a 5 minute trek from the portal to the base in a nomad. But like I said, if you don't have a nomad, you may not even make it to the base because you got to cross it's not a large body of water, but it's not an insignificant amount either. But yeah, I took this base and it didn't have no fauna or flora on it. So I come back to my base because I needed carbon. And then I went to go take off and go to another planet to find carbon before I realized, like, right as I took off, I'm like, I got a trade terminal in my base. Why am I going and hunting florists for carbon when I can just go buy it? you know?
Right. I've done that a few times. You know what I noticed, and I thought it was on this planet, and I'm not entirely sure now if it was, but this one planet, this corrosive planet, it just has marrow everywhere.
Oh yeah, man, you'll run
Literally.
across planets like that. They are awesome when you find them.
It just has tons of it. But for some reason now I'm having trouble finding it. Of course.
The Maribulb.
Yet now. But
Yeah.
when I was here the first time, it was everywhere.
Uh-huh. That's usually how it runs.
And I should
we
have
uh
grabbed it when I seen it, but I didn't.
we do this
Oh, there it is.
photo thing, like people post up pictures in the feed and in the amino hub, and we've been having like people will run across like 5 thamium plants together, and they'll take a screenshot of it and put in the caption or the title of the photo as 5 of a kind, and people will see like several things, odd or unique things paired together, like in slots of 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And they there for a few weeks they were posting up 4 of a kind, 5 of a kind, 3 of a kind, this, that, and the other. And I got to that Maribulb planet that was just loaded and loaded with Maribulb. I actually got 12 Maribulb plants visible in a screenshot and posted it up, 12 of a kind.
Yeah, like there's ones here that are I've seen ones where they grow like 3 in a row. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
And then they got that Deetrum, which confuses the hell out of me when I was first playing, because it's got marrow bulbs growing out the top of it.
Yeah, I mean I don't think it's Maribulbs coming out the top of it, but it like yeah, that
It
that
it
that
looks just like marrow bulbs. Like it's
uh-huh.
so similar. It's crazy.
Let's see if I got some enough upgrades for the thetas on this thing. I got one. What is it? It is the damage theta. Sweet. Yeah, I done the Ket's layout editor today and decided I was gonna beef up the weapons on this holler and go hunt some pirates with it. And I didn't know how much of a project this was going to be when I got started.
It seems like it can get pretty, like something, like when you're just trying to do one thing, it seems like it can get pretty hectic. Trying to do an upgrade or just for one thing.
Yeah.
Just so how much you got going on. You know, you got to go craft this, and you got to go get this, and then you got to go get this. Before you know it, you're like, all right, damn, I went and got like 100 damn things.
Uh-huh. Oh, I agree.
The one thing I do hate about this Maribel is when it gets to daylight, it's not as easy to see.
Yeah. Maribulb and kelp sack are two things that you'll want to harvest or go hunt down when it's dark. Like the kelp sack is underwater, and a lot of times you'll walk right over top of it before you'll notice it. Underwater, because if the sun's shining and the bottom of the ocean's lit up or lit like daytime, you'll about walk over the stuff before you see it. But like when the sun goes down and it turns nighttime, it glows and you can see it from way almost as far as you can see. You'll see that kelp sack glowing. And like I said, it's a pain because you gotta collect
You said,
50 of it per.
do I need kelp sack for my agricultural thing?
No, you'll need kelp sack when you go to build a landing pad. That's
Ah,
that's the only thing kelp sack's for is the weatherproof rubber, and the weatherproof rubber is for the landing pads. As far as I know, I ain't ever seen anything that you would craft with the weatherproof rubber other than the landing pads.
all right, I got this. I got two. Where's it at? Where's my Maribel at? I got 250 Maribel. I'll be good enough. I'll be good for now.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think so, at least.
Says 250 marble.
Yeah, I'll be good to make my plant. Doesn't take that much, I know
Oh,
that.
that Gravitino host.
Yeah, I don't even. What does it give you?
Gravitino balls.
I
They're
guess it's.
useful for like upgrades. Like most of the Theta upgrades, like for and I ain't sure if it's the exosuit or I know the weapons upgrades in your holler. Let me look at my exosuit real quick at my Thetas. Let's see. Yep. The thermal, the coolant. Yeah, you gotta have Gravitino balls for all the Theta hazard protections on your exosuit when you run across that tech or buy that tech. And then for like your weapons on your starship, all the Thetas or one of the cluster of Thetas will need a Gravitino ball or a Vortex cube or a Dimensional Matrix.
How long does it take the Gravitino bulbs to make?
That I don't know because other than my agricultural mission, I've never planted. That's the one and only time I've ever planted a Gravitino host.
Well, this one I might have to wait for then.
Alright, where was that here? Moving that there. Yeah. Okay, so I need 10 Gravitino balls. I gotta make some room in my exosuit. I'm run out of storage. Could, if I got carbon, and I don't. Crap. Hmm. Yeah, I'm running into
Yeah,
issues where I'm gotten too much stuff. I know where to put it.
I think we've all done that.
Yeah, but you'd think a man with 6 48 slot max haulers and a max slot freighter and 10 containers and 3 exocrafts and a maxed out exosuit wouldn't have storage issues. Not
Yeah,
me.
well, we all have
No.
issues.
Oh, Cuz Walt was in the chat one day when Panda was at my base harvesting, and I was in the chat, and we was talking about hoarding items. Because, like I said, I'll collect it and hold on to it and keep it, never need it again. And that's what Cuz Walt called me, was Sword to Hoard, and Panda done a message or a combo that was said Sword to Hoard.
I got that plan now. Harvest 1. I'm kind of curious to see how long it takes. What's it called? Gravitino.
Yep.
Let's check it out. I'm sure there's something on Wiki. I'm sure there's something on the internet.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's either hour and a half or 2 hours, but I could be wrong. I know it was up there.
Gravitino. Tino. Oh. Harvest time 60 minutes. An hour.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. Yeah, when the before the bases and stuff come about, uh, people were actually setting up farms with the Gravitino balls and selling them. Because in the right economy, I can't remember if them things sold for 15,000 a piece or 25,000 a piece. I mean, it was up there. I mean, wasn't nothing to sneeze at. But then again, with the
If you get
farming,
enough of them, yeah.
yeah. Well, that, and then there was a lot of I mean, there's still people that plant Geknip from the Gek buds you can get, and
Yeah.
use that Geknip as a source of units. And I'm like, man, that's way too involved and too worky for me.
Right. You don't want all that.
Yeah, I like my stuff being simple and easy. All right, now let's see how I'm gonna get this worked out. I got Gravitino balls in my Colossus, but it's not letting me use that inventory to upgrade my hauler, so I'm gonna have to transfer it to my hauler to use it. And I've gotten
That
to the
fungal
point
mold
where
don't take long to grow, do it?
fungal mold I think takes 30 minutes.
Yeah, I got a bunch. I got all the plants here so far. I think one more or two more. I think it is. I don't know what the
Cool.
next one is. I think the next one's gonna be Starbulb.
Yeah,
Oh
you're
no,
getting
it could
pretty
be
close to the end of it.
Cactus Flesh too. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, if you done you got Starbulb and Cactus, and I think you've done about everything else, haven't you?
I got the Copperate, the Frost, the Solanium, the I don't even know what the hell this is. Um, I don't know what this one is. It's not telling me. Um, the Gamma Weed done. Fungal mold done. I'm on yeah, I'm just on this one ball, which I gotta wait a whole hour for. So
Yeah.
guess I'm SOL on that. Guess I kind of gotta wait around. I don't really have a choice.
Oh my! Now you know, if I'm not mistaken, you can run those missions concurrently. So if the agricultural guy has any missions for you, you can go complete it while you're waiting on that Gravitino ball to grow.
You can go what?
I don't think you have to run one mission at a time. You know what I'm
For the
saying?
agriculture? Oh, you mean for the other? Yeah.
Yeah, for
For
the
the
other
farmer, I
NPCs.
mean, yeah. I think I have them all done though.
Oh, do you?
I think I
You
did them
done
all.
the exocraft, the weapons, the science, and the
I
agricultural?
might, I might have one to do on the weapons. I'm not sure. I'll have to go look.
Cool.
These farm missions though, they take forever.
Yeah.
But once you get them, you're good.
Yep. That's the nice thing about No Man's Sky. I mean, you can get guys in here that don't want, don't want to get into a real hard grinding to feel like they've accomplished something in the game. There's a lot of people that'll just throw the game on in creative mode and go explore, you know, and not really get tied up or into crafting stuff to make units. Okay, so that's the damage on that side. It's cooling on this side, so we need the coolant towel.
Yes, I've noticed there's a lot of people that do that. They want to just go into creative mode and kind of look around and explore and do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean, and to me, to each his own.
Yeah,
I ain't.
if you like creative mode, that's your business.
Yep.
That's your forte. It's not for everybody, but like I said, it's your forte.
Yeah. 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 Just be careful playing or hunting ships when you're tired. I've actually landed at a trade station or trade outpost, and it takes a long time for the S classes to start spawning and landing.
hmm
So like, I mean, there's a couple S class haulers that I just had to walk away from that I couldn't build because it took so long to get the S class to drop. All right, so that's damage and coolant. Now I need. I don't know if I got it.
The
That
one day
might be.
I think the one day I was doing one, and I totally forgot to grab extra, and I had to do something anyways, so I just left it on and let it run, let the time run. I mean, I don't know if I'm sure eventually it would kick me out, but I don't know. I'm not sure if it would. It might not kick you out, I guess,
Yeah.
because it's not really online. I mean, it is online, but it's not.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna put my towel here. So another thing I like about that Cats editor, you can take a screenshot when you're done, and then go back and make sure you've planted or you put everything where it needed to go.
Guess I'm just hanging around for now.
What's that?
Just hanging around for now. I'm gonna need. I want to finish these agriculture missions so I can get some money going in here a little bit. Once I can get some money flowing, I can kind of do what I want to do. I just need to
Yeah.
get money.
Hey,
So I
like I
can
said,
start off
man,
really,
we'll
really
get you
having
set up
fun
in the
with it.
hub.
Yeah, I gotta get those codes that you said, right? After I'm done with these
Yeah,
missions.
and the portal glyphs, and I used an exploit on mine to get all of them. The top of the galaxy actually has a planet that has 14 glyphs marked by comballs. So you can you can go through the portal and hop into Nomad and go get like 14 glyphs. So if you already had 2, you're good to go. Cause I think it takes two glyphs to dial the portal.
Oh, so you just need to get the glyphs.
Yep.
So how many? So every time you teleport, it's 2. Is like the glyphs the means of purchasing the teleportation?
No, the glyphs work kind of like you dial the portal.
Okay.
Zane done a hexadecimal tutorial on this, and dude, it was some high level math. My eyes just started glazing over, and you know, I had to watch it 2 or 3 times to learn to learn just a little bit of what I've learned so far. But basically, you got a Y and X and a Z axis in the galaxy to locate things. You know, kind of like you ever played Minecraft?
Yeah.
Okay, like Minecraft, when you pull your map out, you'll see the X, Y, and Z figures, and if you go to 0, 0 on the X, Y, Z figures, you'll actually end up at the or the X and the Y. I think it's X and Y. But if you go to the X and Y coordinates and bring them to 0, you'll actually be in the dead center of that map. Which they done kind of the same concept with the portals. Is you have a Y, a Z, or X, Y, and Z axis to locate the planets and the systems or actually the systems in the galaxy. And you get it takes 12 digit glyph address to dial any planet in the Euclid galaxy. And the hexadecimal system they use to figure the location of your planet that you're looking for or whatnot in the galactic map. It like I said, it's some next level math on how it works. But with 16 glyphs, you can more or less go anywhere. But you dial it into the portal of a certain order, and it calculates the X, Y, and Z axis and puts you out on that planet.
Oh, so you couldn't give me the coordinates to a planet. I'd have to go get the glyphs before you would do that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You have to find all the glyphs to activate each glyph. Like when you find them all, you can go to a portal, and you got to use like a silicate, an oxide, and an isotope to charge the glyphs. But once you've charged the portal on a planet, it stays charged all the time. You never have to do it. Cool. You never have to do it except unless you go to a different portal. And like I said, you can use that 12-digit code or 12-digit glyph code with the portal address or with the portal dialer, and it'll put you out.
You go to your portal in your world and type in the code, and it transfers you to another universe or another galaxy or whatever.
Well, that's how I came by your planet and left that comm ball at your portal. Is like your signal booster. It has if I'm not mistaken, a 16-digit. I got my notes right here. I think it's 16. Yeah, it's got a 16-digit code when you open up the signal booster menu, and that is the actual galactic coordinates to that planet. And what that Pilgrim Star Path does, if you punch in that 16-digit code into the Pilgrim Star Path, it'll actually give you the glyph symbols that you need to dial that planet in the order you need to dial it.
So basically, I take apart my base, then I would come to you through a teleport to a planet that you found in the system that's not inhabited or anything like that.
Yep.
And then I would start building my base there, and when I would start building my base, my ship would just, everything would follow with it.
Well, no, what you got to do on that instance, like now that you got your terminuses activated with your warping, the terminus, any terminus in the game, except for like another player base, like if you go to any station, space station in the game, and go access the terminus, like it's got three saves on it, or three saves for the terminus dialer or the terminus locator, and your base will always be on there, no matter if you've discovered more. Because what they do, if you discover or use teleport for different systems, the oldest one always scrolls out.
Okay. So go get my portable list, and then I can port to you guys, and then make my base there.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, I've gotten an area where I've got like 8 bases in that same area, or 8 of these farms in the same area. And then I got some from the Amino Hub that you can actually dial the portal and travel there by exocraft pretty quickly and harvest it. But the way I set these up in the Galactic Hub, or the Galactic Consortium Hub, you actually shoot, lost my train of thought. I actually set it up in the same region as all of them together, but the criteria of it is I wanted to put it on the first planet in the system, so that way when you entered the system, you just flew down to the planet and harvested the base.
I see, okay. You made him. I got you. Okay.
But then again, also I put them closer, as close as I could to the portal, so that way when you portaled in, you was going to the closest base from the portal too. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I see. Yeah, I got you.
So that way you can either portal in or you can fly in. So like most of the guys in the hub that live in the hub or have bases there can warp into the system and harvest all them bases, and then the guys that are outside the hub can portal into the planet and travel there and harvest it and go back to their base.
Alright, so you know, I think I'm gonna call it tonight. I'm beat.
Yeah, dude, I'm already on the nod. That's the reason when you hear me go silent for like 20 seconds, I'm actually dozing off.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna head off. I'll catch you later. I'll see everybody else later in the stream.
All right, buddy. Yeah.
Stopping by.
Let me know, man, if you stream like not this late at night next anytime this weekend or anything like that, or if you catch me on a stream, man, just pop in, because what I'll do is set up a party chat when I start a stream, and man, if you want to jump in, jump in.
All right, man.
And like I said, if I catch you streaming, I'll request a party chat, man, and watch your stream, and like I said, as you're doing stuff or whatnot, if you have any questions, I'll help you out on it.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Nah, no problem, man. All right, brother. Well, listen, have a good night. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. I'll catch you later. Have a good one, man.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
See ya.
Okay, guys. Well, listen, I've gotten actually a pretty good chunk of this this upgrade done. I need 3 more dimensional matrices, which I don't think I got anywhere close. I think I got 1 left after that last upgrade, and iron to finish out my Infraknife accelerator. I've gotten the phase beams. My phase beams ready to go, and I've gotten up Panda.
What's going on, dude?
What's up, Panda? Oh my goodness. What you up to, buddy?
Nothing. I saw you were streaming, and I figured I'd drop by and say hey.
Yeah, you just missed crap. Yeah, I'm sleeping at the wheel right now, dude. you just missed my buddy. Game. Oh crap. Crap. I can't think of his YouTube handle now. Let me look on Let me look on YouTube. I got him. I'm subscribed to him. Um, there he is. Operation Game. That's it. I can't remember to say Operation Game because his PSN username's different than his YouTube stream. But yeah, you just missed Operation Game. Dude just jumped out of the party chat right when you came in.
Dude, that's awesome. I think you mentioned him in the Amino.
Oh man, yeah. I've been I've been kind of searching YouTube, or I'll type in No Man's Sky on the YouTube search, different times during the day, and see what's going on with No Man's Sky to see if there's any content being streamed or anything that I'm not subscribed to. And man, I've found like 4 or 5 guys this week that are actually first-time players or doing like me with the restart run on the No Man's Sky. And Operation Game was one of these guys that had heard about the game, and one of his friends talked him into playing it, and if I'm not mistaken, and he's actually starting to play No Man's Sky like this week. I think it was Monday. I called his stream, and what I done is I jumped in on his YouTube chat or in his stream chat and helped him out as he was trying to figure out what he had, what he needed to do to get started off. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I sent him my PSN ID, and he actually subscribed my channel, and I subscribed his, and we become friends on PSN. So I told him, I said, anytime you catch me streaming, man, just pop in, and if I'm on my PS4 when you're streaming, I'll pop in and help you out with any gameplay questions or whatnot.
Yeah,
But
that's awesome. I think we should be doing more of that, right? Like reaching out to other YouTubers who are interested or just getting started, and kind of bring them in and help them out.
Heck yeah. But like this dude that was in my chat earlier, Life as a Game, him and Operation Game play another game called 7 Days to Die. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I haven't played it.
Yeah, they've been streaming that game and playing it, and then he plays a lot of the GTA online. But yeah, they're buddies on you. I don't know if everybody's in real life, but everybody's on YouTube and stream and play a lot together. But yeah, I think Life is a Game. I think he's kind of on the fence about getting No Man's Sky.
Is he on PlayStation 4 or Xbox?
Oh, he's on PS4.
Oh, you can pick it up for under $20, man. It's
I know.
worth the gamble.
Oh yeah, and that's what I tell people. I'm like, yeah, get it, man. I mean, you ain't. This game is even if you don't get hooked on it, like some of us, it is worth. You're not wasting $15 on this game. It's well worth it.
If you look at the evolution the game's had since launch, you're getting so much for that money. I mean, we spent, at least I did, I spent $60 August 2016, and I got like 20 patches and 3 major updates all for free,
Heck
Plus,
yeah.
I got an AR, the ARG is part of this whole thing too, so I get a puzzle I could do in real life when I'm not playing the game, and like work with the community to do that, and like make new friends, and then it's can't put a price tag on that.
Oh yeah.
What did you think about Sean Murray actually being part of the interview today?
Man, I was happier that he's out in public again, like publicly speaking and talking up No Man's Sky, because with all the negative crap that was going on after the launch, and where they went silent for so long, it's nice to get some interaction, because see, they've been like quietly back in the shadows watching the community, and with lighter interactions and more private conversations, getting ideas and doing this and with the updates and stuff. And I like the fact that he got out there and put himself out there, and is getting back into the this is the product we got mode, instead of the let's try to get it fixed mode. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's make what we have better.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I think Cobra hit it on the head, man. I think that next was the game we was supposed to get in 2016, and circumstances happened that we didn't, and they've been working, because even, I mean, if you go back and watch that video, he confirmed what Cobra was saying, that they were working on this game this whole time, or the next. They've been working on it the whole time. They just give you the Pathfinder and the Foundation and the Atlas Rises as stuff to make it better until they could give you next.
I've always said that, going back a long time now, and I talked many times about how I think that for whatever reason, and I don't think they're ever going to come out and say what those reasons are, but for whatever reason, the game that they wanted to release isn't the game that we got in 2006. And I think that everything that they've been doing has been to finish the game they always planned on making. And all these updates have just been building blocks on the way to that,
Dang it, I would have 2 of these suckers. No, I'm doing my weapons upgrades on this White Holler, that project I was telling you about in the chat this morning.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm streaming tonight. I'm actually going and collecting the resources, and if I hit the right freaking button and jump out of the ship, I'll be alright. I'm about half asleep, Panda. You gotta forgive me, dude. I'm struggling.
Oh no, you're fine.
But
I would be asleep right now too if I was working.
If you would, if you boner ever went away.
Yeah. For that too.
Dude, I'm telling you, they some they some happy people tonight.
What did you I was impressed by the community today when Hidden was streaming, and the screen went black, but they stuck around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hung out. How amazing was that? I thought that was pretty cool.
Man, I'm telling you, we got the best community in all of gaming. I mean, just hands down.
Easily.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, dude. I get along better with like y'all guys than I do with people in real life. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. I mean, like I said, I just enjoy just chatting and doing different things with this community than I ever have with like people I know or acquaintances for work or neighbors or anything like that.
Oh yeah, dude. It's strange, but it's true. I think it's because if you like No Man's Sky, people who like No Man's Sky, we all have a similar thing in common. Whether it's sci-fi or we like the grind or whatever, there's some like unifying thing about this, and only certain kinds of people like it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It just so happens that we all have that and several other things in common.
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
I'm really glad I found this community because I've tried to get involved before with like different communities, and it just like never works out because people are they take it too serious, or they like griefing and they're super competitive
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Oh cool. We got Grammy in the chat.
You're still streaming?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a long stream, man.
Well, I didn't stream. I actually jumped in with the Hidden Panda show when
Uh-huh.
Hidden started up the stream, and then I
Yeah.
jumped off for a while and was on the Amino, and I thought, well, I'll just stream for 20 or 30 minutes. I'll just grab a few resources for this holler build I'm doing, and yeah, it's been a few hours.
What are you guys doing besides playing No Man's Sky?
I was just talking about the interview with Sean Murray in the update.
Did you guys? So you guys find that all very interesting and had fun with it?
Oh man, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was whether you're excited about the new features that were talked about or anything like that. The thing for me was just seeing him out in public.
Yeah, that was a real plus. I didn't really like the chat going on there was somebody moderating the chat, I noticed, but I don't know who it was, but they were moderating because when the negativity got too intense, somebody was removing comments. They weren't timing anybody out though, they were just removing comments off of the chat. So somebody was watching the chat for the Xbox. It is what it is. You gotta expect those things. People are always gonna be saying stuff.
Oh my God,
I'll tell you
I was in Zane from Zane's World. He done his Fallout New Vegas. He does streams. He's got a game about every day of the week that he'll stream, and he was streaming his Fallout stream, and this prick got in his chat, and we were in there cutting up and picking around, because he's British, and we was talking about tea. And I'm like, and I made a comment. I said, well, y'all already messed up because y'all drink that stuff hot. In the South, we put a pound of sugar in it and stick it in the refrigerator for 2 hours, and then we drink it. and dude said something about people from the South being racist. And Zane said something to him. Said, hey, dude, don't say stuff like that in my chat. And was being cool about it, saying, just quit posting stuff like that. And dude just kept on going, dude. And his mod had to start clipping his comments. And I mean, It was like a string of like 10 or 15 comments that got clipped in a row. I mean, he was just typing crap, nasty, racist crap, over and over and over. And eventually he had to ban him. And that didn't end it. The dude, he had like 4 or 5 YouTube accounts set up. And just jumped on the next one and kept posting crap in his chat. I felt so bad for Zane.
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds just like a conversation that we had on my stream.
Yep, how people are. So.
Y'all guys watching the stream or just on the chat?
I'm just on the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing.
You're getting ready to miss me getting shot at by this sentinel.
Are you streaming, Sword?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm kill him. I'm needing dimensional matrices. So what I done was come to a planet that had extreme sentinels and gravitino balls, and I'm taking their goodies, pissing them off. So I can.
Yeah, I'm in Conan, so I'm making armor at the moment.
Yeah, I've been seeing who is it, Old MC Reaper, and you've been streaming that here lately.
Yeah. Well, because we're having a war weekend, a tournament. It'll be the first actual, everyone knows about it, PvP engagement. So all the clans are getting ready for that.
Oh, cool.
And then, so I promised that I'd set everything up for our clan community base, and then I won't be on Conan as much because I don't play games that way. It's rare that I play a game. I think Ark is the only other one I did, and No Man's Sky, where I'll sit 8-12 hours and just play. So but my streaming wise, I only do 2 hours at a time. So, and like that other guy you talked about, I stream different games constantly. I don't stream like one game.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, and like I said, with like Zane, he actually does stream. I think he's doing this for a living. I mean, he's actually he's just content providing these different games, and I think the way he was explaining, he lives really frugally so he can live off of it. So yeah, if you get a chance, man, sub his channel and post some likes on there whenever you see him online.
Well, do me a favor. The next time you're out, you're done streaming or whatever, just go find one of my videos and put the link in, and then I'll go check him out.
I'll do it. I'll tell you what.
I just tell people, you want to send me a message, you're not on Discord or something, or even in the Amino, just post it in my thing, and then I'll follow it from there. You don't even have to go to my videos.
Are you still in the Amino hub?
Places we're both in. Yeah, I'm in there. You guys don't see a lot of me. I try to pop in once a week, but I was really sick at the beginning of.
Well,
I
I'll tell you what.
I had fibromyalgia, and I was really out last weekend, so I haven't done nothing but Conan, just to get these guys all ready, so I can say goodbye. I'm gonna give you lieutenants, and that's it.
What I'll do is I'll pull you up on the Amino app and just PM it to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
It'll be tomorrow.
I'll check him out.
Yeah,
that's fine. Whenever.
Yeah, because I'm already on the craft list. The wife came in here about an hour ago and said something to me about going to bed. So.
I have to wake my daughter up at midnight here, so I'm in Pacific Standard Time, so I'm just kind of wasting time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Doing all that stuff because I don't stream on Thursdays and Fridays. I will start streaming on 5 days a week as soon as my OBS is up, but it's going to be all old Xbox games. That's what I stream. And then when I'm done with all those series, I'll put my Xbox away, give it to the kids to do something with it, and I'll move on to the Xbox One and then start streaming that like that. I think I'll pull down the PS3 and we'll play all the old PS3 with that, or the Wii or whatever. But I wanted to get to streaming on the 3 places 5 days, 10 hours a week.
Cool.
We'll see. I'll get tired easy. We'll see about that. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Well, that's one of them down. Yeah, I found that like Zane has got a rare resources link on his webpage to where him and Xenoslave had went through and found like where you would find Gravitino balls and Vortex cubes and stuff like that, like high supplies of it or decent supplies of it that only take like 2 glyphs to dial in to find. So when I need dimensional matrices, if I ain't bought a bunch of them at a trade station, which if I see them, I'll buy like 20 of them and stick them in storage. But I run out of them. I didn't have like 2 when I started. But what I'll do is come to one of these rare resource planets where when you harvest it, it puts a level 3 sentinel level after you. And I'll kill the hounds. And you usually, out of every 3 hounds, you'll get 1 matrix. Which I grabbed some vortex cubes earlier, and on the planet that it was all the bird. If you use all the bird glyphs, there's 5 vortex cubes up on a pedestal on that planet, and once you take the first one, you got 2 sentinel drones and a hound after you, like immediately. And what I done is I played around with that last drone until it called in the backup, and the walker come after me. I said, I
don't like the walkers.
Yeah, I was telling Operation Game, I said, I get a little cocky when I'm on YouTube because, I show off a little bit. Because if the walker would have come after me when I was playing solo, I'd have done found something to hide behind. But I'm running up on this walker like, who are you? You're in my neighborhood, just shooting at him. I looked up at my health bar, and I was pretty close to getting black screened again on YouTube.
It was interesting about the the comments they made about the multiplayers. Seemed like that was the major focus in what he wanted to talk about to the Xbox, but I'm wondering if it was more directed to the PS pool players and the PC players than it was
Yep.
to the Xbox people.
I've got kind of a theory about that. I was talking to Hayden about that today. I think the reason why he talked about that mainly is because it's probably something that it's probably a big part of the issues that they had with the launch of the game was that a lot of players were disappointed that there wasn't some version of multiplayer at launch, and he knows it was a big negative turning point. And so by bringing it up and confirming that there will be multiplayer, and not just like the multiplayer that we have now, but that there will be, you can randomly run into players, you can set up teams, you can have wingmen. He got really specific into the things that you can do with
I know
the
that was what I was a little interested about, is that there were certain phrases that he used that he didn't really, I mean, I get that he's, like most people who are very intelligent, he tends to want to cram as much information in as he can, but he seemed to pick certain words that were specific to not just explaining about multiplayer. I mean, because he could have just said it's multiplayer and you get to play with your friends, or you get to go kill somebody if you want, and that had been the end of it. But he was very specific at what it was he was talking about. And I found that very interesting, because a lot of times when somebody wants to say, you know, something, but they don't want to say something, they'll do it that way. And so it was curious to me as to what was he really saying? What did he want to tell us? What was important?
Honestly, I think that I think that they have hired a PR management for the advertisement on this. I think they've been doing their research as far as like listening to the community and tapping in on keywords that's been a big topic of interest in the community. Because I guarantee you that they probably got a firm that's been watching YouTube streams of this, like Cobra or Panda, you know, in watching all the content and seeing what's being said about the game.
I know Allison Smith was watching for a while, because when I followed the Game Detectives, one of the ladies in the Game Detectives is actually in Allison Smith. So, when she was making some comments, and I was like, oh, well, does this mean this? And she goes, oh yeah, we watch a lot of stuff and do research. So, okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice to know.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you know, you got to know your customer base. You know, we're their customer, more or less. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, they're there to promote a product to us, and you know, and they're doing their research on it. And I think everything that Sean said tonight was scripted and planned weeks ahead of time. Before he ever come on the show.
He's not very comfortable at talking.
Yeah.
And you can tell that. He has a really hard time talking. So I'm sure that a lot of the stuff that was picked and chosen about. I also found it very interesting. I don't know, maybe somebody caught it or didn't catch it, that he said that he had been messing around with the multiplayer for the past 6 months.
Yeah, I caught that.
There when they were testing that. And I was like, well, that's interesting.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's because the multiplayer that we have since Atlas Rises has, and a lot of us have said this from the beginning, this was always a beta test for more multiplayer. And then now, like Sword's been seeing, and I know I have, we've been seeing a lot of server problems.
Oh, it's been awful.
Yeah, I've seen server problems too. Not as bad as some of them, but then I've also seen some odd stuff that I'd never seen before. So I was like, well, that's weird.
Poor old Starkwolf, man, he got stuck at my Circuit City base. I got a circuit board farm, like a mass circuit board farm, like 5 minutes from the portal on a planet, and that's like his favorite haunt, because he'll go harvest that one like every 2 or 3 hours, because it's so close to the portal he can walk in without having to craft a nomad. And and me and him, he was there one weekend visiting the base, and we made a monument on top of my biodome over the main building. And ever since we done that monument, his game glitched or started dropping frames and acting glitchy when he come visited my bases, or when he come visited that base. So what he started doing was saving his game. I think he built a beacon or a save point or something. Or no, I got a beacon at the base. So when he would make it to the base, he would save at that beacon. And
Right.
and I think it was either yesterday or the day before, when he tried to leave the base, it would crash the game. And when he restarted, he'd be back at the base. And he couldn't leave.
It's because your base technically isn't there. Like, I tried to go, and what's weird is sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not.
I will tell you this, Panda. When you get ready to jump on No Man's Sky and go farm, go ahead and boot the game up and load it. And when you get it loaded and everything's good to go, you're ready to take off. Back out of the game. Go up to your network settings and do a connection test or a network test, and it'll kick you back online on the game.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, cause see, Sunday while Zane was streaming, I was setting up a new trade route that I wanted to test out, cause he'd done a tutorial on it, on how it was is comparable to depending on how long the. I know I'm coming. 10 more minutes, I'll be in there. Yeah, my alarm just went off. but it was comparable to a stasis device type level of units on this trade route, doing it a certain way. So what I wanted to do was reproduce the trade route and do 30 stops on the trade route and see if I could produce that kind of money. And I was setting it up in a fashion to where anybody in the consortium hub could dial the portals to the planets that I was getting booster codes from, and get it set up in their discoveries so they could set waypoints and fly there, and then drop a beacon at the trade outpost. Good night, buddy. I love you. And set the beacon up at the trade outpost, and that way they could run the trade route like I could. And I was doing most of the legwork on Sunday. Well, that's when somebody come on the chat and said, "Yeah, the online services are down." And I'm like, son of a gun! I done already found 12 of these stops on the trade route. So I just parked my second account, and sure enough, I looked and seen it. The online services was off. So I jumped on my main, and it was the same deal. And that's how I fixed it. Because I was like Panda, I couldn't get like any of my opposite account bases. They wouldn't load.
Mhm.
So what I done was, I'd load the game up, and right before I warped into the system, I would back out of the game and go up into my network settings and do a connection test. And it will pop up and everything will come online. Say I was, I signed into the PSN network and everything. I go back into No Man's Sky and my online services will be back. But and then when I went back later to check my trade route, I had done 12 stops. I'd actually 11 of them saved, so I only had to go back and redo that one stop. And I was actually on the planet at the trade station where I'd hopped out of my ship when I shut it down. Yeah. So I didn't have to do nothing but rename system and drop the beacon and the booster and the comm ball. But yeah, man,
interesting.
Try that out next time you're online, dude. See if that helps pull these bases back up.
Yeah, I'll definitely try that.
Cause man, I was hot Sunday because the online services, everybody was talking about how they went hinky on Friday, and Friday night, previous week, that Monday, I seen Normie from the TOG. He had posted in the feed that the connection was down. And I'm like, no, everything's working fine for me. So I just figured it was just him having network problems. So I ended up building 2 circuit board farms between Tuesday and Friday night or Saturday. And I went and checked with my second account, my current farm, and it wasn't there. And then I went back and I thought about it. I was like, well, son of a gun, I done claimed another base while the servers were down. I just lost 2 circuit board farms. You know what I mean? You talk about one ticked off son of a gun. I was cussing Hello Games hard that week.
I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Yeah,
seen
so-
Panda stream where he's actually harvested one of these things, but it's a passive farm that makes 19 circuit boards on a single harvest. I mean, it's a massive operation. What was
I
you
know,
saying,
I don't do
Grammy?
much. I don't do much farming, so and I don't watch. I only watch Hidden Panda show about farming, and Richard Huntington, and that's about it. And I don't even watch Richard Huntington for long periods of time. I don't really watch a lot of gameplay. When people are streaming No Man's Sky, I tend to watch first a little bit here and a little bit there, but most of the time I just listen to them talk about it, and then when I see something really cool, I'll pop in. But I usually am drawing or doing something else while I listen to it, because I have to multitask, right? Hey,
Okay.
Pippin, what's up?
Pimpin'. Welcome to the stream.
Who's streaming? Panda?
Sword.
Sword? Okay.
Have you met Sword
Howdy,
before?
everybody. No.
I don't think I've ever met
Sword is-
Pimpin'.
Sword is also a No Man's Sky player, and he's in the Anemo Hub No Man's Sky group community.
I saw the stream chat and I wasn't sure if it was yours, Grammy, so I was looking to
No.
see if it was yours.
No, I don't stream on Thursdays and Fridays. I will eventually, but it'll be later, not late. I don't want to do a late night stream. There's nobody
Yeah,
to show
that's
up.
what I was kind of
Maybe some of the Netherlands people might show up, you know, or Nimrod might show up because it's the evening time because he shows up. So, but we were talking about the No Man's Sky thing.
Oh,
you
like
doing,
weight
Pippin?
tightening everything?
Well, no,
The
we were at
Xbox
work, I
announcement.
think. The Xbox announcement on Xbox Live.
Uh,
You don't
yeah,
see
I
that?
saw that. Like, I was gonna
So
say, I
that
saw
we were
they
just talking about that. I have to say, guys, I'd have preferred a trailer.
Oh man, I've been screaming all week we was getting a trailer today and an update tomorrow.
I mean, it
So-
would have been reasonable.
Pippin,
to
I
make
came
that.
by to ask you if you knew how to make oil. Oh, I just got
Oil?
shot by your arrow, lady. I got 2 arrows in my spinal cord. So,
I know how to make cotton. but not
Hidden,
how to
how are you? No, it's Panda Poopy is who's playing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Panda
I'm getting
Panda.
better at knowing you guys' voices. You're a little bit quieter than he is.
When it yeah,
Not much,
he's
just a little.
he's more animated for sure. When it comes to like all the social media stuff too, it's usually me. I do all the social media.
Right, but his voice has a different sound to it too.
Go ahead and say it. I'm country.
No, not yours.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about. I wasn't talking about yours. No, you sound like King Snake does. I like that. King Snake and Drunken Taco, they all have a country sound to
I was
it.
really
Yeah.
enjoying it. Like, it'd be good and loud because I definitely jump right in there with it. Even though I'm Canadian, man, I can do the whole I'm country kind of stuff going on.
Pippin's really versatile here. Little
Yeah.
Mr.
What,
Ginger.
now, what did y'all think about Tim's intro on the Cobra's sub chat there for the few weeks when
I
he
love that.
when he
I
was
liked
doing
it,
that
but I
scripted?
liked him. He cracks me up.
Oh, dude, I ain't ever laughed harder in my life. He was in the sub chat. I think it was on the Thursday morning show one week. It may have been the Thursday night show, but dude got up with his headset on, and I think he was about half drunk anyway, and went to the bathroom and didn't mute his mic. And
Yeah.
you could hear him in the
Couple weeks
bathroom
ago.
taking a leak. Oh my goodness, I
Yeah.
laughed my butt off on that one.
The thing about Tim Tim's an actor, so you gotta. Sometimes he's acting drunk, and sometimes he's not. And then sometimes when he's acting drunk, he does stupider things than when he is drunk, just because he knows it's funny. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, because I've caught him a couple times. I'll be, oh, you can cut the act, man. I know. Yeah. He's all, they want me to drink, but I can't drink today, and I'm not gonna open.
He's told me what part of Kentucky he's from, because I used to think that his whole shtick was a gimmick, and then when he
Yeah.
told me where he lived at, I was like, oh no, that is Tim.
Yeah. So he's got, yeah, because it was his accent and his sound and his voice that got me really interested. So I told him that I really like the way you sound and everything. And King Snake has that too, because he was raised on the other side of where he lives. There's a river, and one side is one state, and the other side is the other state. But his mom's got a bit of a twang when she talks, and that's where he gets it too. And so it was always really funny to listen to the two of them when they talked. And I was all like, I really like you.
He must have been in St. Louis.
Probably. I just know that's how they described it. We're on one side of the river. First we was on one side of the river, then we was on the other side of the river. I'm like, okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. Sure. You gotta tell me the name of the river, because I'm way over on the west coast, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
So I'm behind y'all.
Yeah, that guy that was trolling Zane today, he made a comment. He said something about oh God, what was it? He said something about Southerners. What was it? Being racist. Said something about screwing their cousins. And I got back in the chat, and Zane's sitting there apologizing to me for this guy trolling me in the chat, and I'm like, dude, no worries, buddy. I said, so this moron's running his mouth to a guy, said, man, you see, we do that kind of crap to our family. What do you think we're going to do to some smart aleck little YouTuber or YouTube chat troller that making cracks about our heritage?
I do. Well, okay, so where I used to live, right, really tiny little town, right, where everybody pretty much knew everybody or was related to everybody. So we used to make jokes about that all the time, you know. Well, that's the reason, because you cousins are cousins. But I actually have friends that are cousins, what would be considered a full cousin, because both sides of the family are related. In that mom's brother married mom's husband's sister, so they're full cousins. Yeah, because it's such a small little area, you know, and they're all cousins. Everybody can go back to about 2 or 3, you know, go back 100 years, and they're all related to everybody. And so that's in California. So I always tell people, you know, yeah.
True story. Like, I don't know how to verify this, but I had read that in Iceland, I think, because the population is so homogenous, they actually have a dating app that can tell you your ancestry, so that when you date somebody, you can know for sure that they're not your relative.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, you know who else has that too? Is some of the cultures, the Chinese cultures and stuff now, because there's genetic disorders that are passed, so you have to be careful. You're not marrying and having children with someone who may be also in the same gene pool so many generations back, because there's a more likelihood that you'll get it. Like Tay-Sachs is like that. Tay-Sachs is more likely, if both parents have it, for the child to have it, and the child will automatically be a carrier if one parent has it. So I have it, and both of my kids have it, and if they ever meet somebody who also has it, then their child is like 75% chance to get it.
Oh my.
So, and be a carrier, and it's a very deadly disease that kills children by the time they're 5 years old. They're dead.
Oh my.
Yeah, the enzyme that it was a scary time for me when I found out. Because I didn't find out till my second pregnancy, and there was 13 years between my kids. So first time around, I didn't even know it. So can you imagine? But what happens is there's an enzyme in our brains that produces hormones that is what stimulates our growth. So the growth of our skin, the growth of our organs, the growth of everything. And in Tay-Sachs, what happens is at the moment the baby is conceived, that enzyme starts to slow down. So it goes for the first 9 months. The baby is right on schedule. And I think they do at 3 months they can tell if the baby has it, because certain cells are not producing anymore. By the time the child's born, it's actually it's shut down, and everything that has been made is now starting to fall apart. So they start to lose function, like they go blind, they go deaf. Their stomachs and their throats don't hurt, so they have to be intravenously fed. And then the last to go is the brain. Kidneys fail, hearts, all that stuff. Yeah, so they usually die.
That
I
sounds
think the
awful.
oldest I've heard of is 7. Yeah, it is. And so, but it's a genetic disorder. So now they know which genetics carry it. Ukrainian Jewish people have it. So they have to be very careful when they marry, and they suggest you always have a genetic testing done. But it's not just them. Now there's certain Chinese. And in my case, it was the Ukrainian Jewish was in the family way back. And then they went to Germany, became Germans, and then came to America in the early 1700s, and lived in Pennsylvania. And they just carry the gene along, and it's not a big deal unless you meet, someone who also has it. Then it's a really big deal. But yeah, so it's kind of those weird things about when you're talking about population, because there's these genetic disorders you have to be careful of. Sickle cell's another one. That's one's
Yeah.
I have friends that had that. But both my children ended up. I was lucky. Both of them didn't have. They'll be carriers, so they'll have to have genetic testing when they go to have children. With whoever they're hanging out with.
Well, awareness is half of it, though.
Yeah. But I got a grandson, and he's okay, so we're all good.
Nice. Spoil them rotten, don't
now
you?
They know. The horrible thing is now they found out there's an adult version of it, and that starts when you're 25, and you deteriorate very quickly.
Gracious.
That's all right. Schizophrenia also hits at about 25. That runs in your family. Happy thoughts.
My freighter is being attacked.
By?
I don't know, and I'm still inside of it.
I've
never heard of a freighter being attacked.
Oh, yeah. I've had it happen to me twice.
While you're in it? I've seen it do it when you're out of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can go in it. Until you kill the pirates, they'll keep attacking.
Yeah, but sometimes you get stuck inside your freighter, too.
Oh, no kidding.
Really? Oh, I know.
You gotta be careful with that.
Oh my god, it blew up one of my container things.
Yeah, they'll pick you bare, man.
2 of them, and my ship's defenses are actively fighting it, as well as other people in the area. I've never seen it on this scale.
The way you fix your containers, because they'll. Go ahead, Grammy.
I was just saying, make a video clip when it's done, and hopefully it will have saved that whole scene.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
But yeah, your freighter will stay that way. Like, if they blow your containers up, it'll stay like that until you warp out of that system and back. Like, if you log off and come back tomorrow, it'll be busted up like that until you warp out of that system. Because when I first started playing, I bought a cheap 15-slot C-Class, and I never warped it to the planet. I always left it over at the space station, because my base was like directly underneath the space station. Because I thought that was the best way to set a base up, was I could run back and forth to the space station for supplies. And I went and I ignored the alarm for the attack, and just kept going about my business. And eventually I was like, man, this stuff ain't gonna quit. And I ended up killing the pirates. Man, they had picked that freighter clean.
Interesting.
But I had it happen on my main account twice. It attacked my original C-Class freighter, and then one other time with my S-Class freighter.
Dude, that is wild. The first time I saw it happen, I was leaving a planet and I just happened to see my freighter being attacked from the outside. The second time, it was like I heard like a noise, like a dant that like identified that I was being attacked. And then this time I'm inside the freighter walking around and I'm hearing all this rumbling and I'm like, holy shit, I'm actually being attacked. And I pull out of my dock, and sure enough, dude, there's 2 pirates just straight wailing away on my freighter. Wow.
So, Pippin, you know Panda?
Yeah, I know Panda. We haven't
Yeah, I
actually
thought you
talked or met or anything, but we've chatted.
Right, no, but I was sure that you chit-chatted with him before.
We are
This is the first time
acquainted.
we actually talked voice to voice.
Yep.
Well, most of us only talked voice to voice. You're the only person I know who actually knows somebody else that's streams too, which is Ninja. Have you heard from Ninja lately? Have you seen him?
When was last time? Like 2 weeks ago or so, I talked to him. Not
Okay,
good,
so he's good.
Yeah, he's good. He says streaming bores him now, or he's whatever, something like that. It's just like, jeepers, well, I'm kind of glad you didn't get the whole hat thing going and whatnot.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing, but I
Yeah.
figured he probably wouldn't. It'd come down to something else going on. That's that whole attention span. I'm
Hey,
glad he's
and,
good because we haven't heard from
He's all over
and
the
Chris
place.
hasn't heard from him, so.
and guys, I just want to mention, since Panda's in the chat, because I got to rub his nose in this every time I get a chance. But this stream and the party chat is brought to you by Apple
you dare tell me
iPhone
that.
10, baby.
Don't you dare do it.
Oh, yes, sir. iPhone 10 hotspot streaming PlayStation 4. Yeah,
Don't you put that
Droid
evil on me,
don't,
Sword.
baby.
Don't you put that evil on me.
Oh, that's too funny, guys. Too funny. Y'all too funny.
Dude, I
Love
can't
it,
believe
man.
They can hold a stable enough connection to do that, dude.
You got that right, brother. Dude, I don't know if you I don't know if you see it in the chat. One of my neighbors actually come by because I live. My father-in-law give us a bunch of property when me and my wife met, or when we got married, and we actually built a house back here behind him. And and one of my neighbors, when they come put that new Wi-Fi node in my yard, I mean, like, dude, this thing's like 60 yards from my TV. I'm gonna have like so cool Wi-Fi when it finally gets set up. But
That'd be awesome.
he come over to my father-in-law's house today and said his internet's slower now since they put the node in. And I'm saying, like, I ain't even got my crap hooked up yet. It's not even pulling off the system yet. How's your shit slower?
There they go. Oh, he's still following me.
That's just that kind of neighbor that likes to complain about
Oh,
something.
No, dude, like, everybody down this road is retired. Like all the property that on, because I live like I'm like 3/4 of a mile from a lake, so like all the property on like within 5 or 6 miles of my house has been bought up like back in the 20s. I mean, it's like family inherited property. So everybody on my street is like in their 60s and 70s.
Live by the old people.
Oh, dude, I love living here. I'll get, because I live in one of them neighborhoods, like, if you jump on your lawnmower and mow the grass, it doesn't matter if they cut their grass 2 days ago. Within 2 days, everybody down the road will have their grass cut again. I do it just to screw people. I ain't mowed grass in 17 years. It's hilarious. I'll jump on the ride mower and just run around without the blades going, just to screw with people.
I have a push mower. My doctor said, get a push mower. Push it.
Oh my.
Okay, but then my backyard has got all bumps. So now my daughter's like, well, we're going to go out. And I gave her the tools. I said, sure, go ahead. We're going to go out and dig up all those bumps and make it all nice and smooth. I said, have fun with that. Only because I can't. It takes me, I made a vlog about it so I could explain it to people, but what used to take you 5 or 10 minutes to do, like, like a little strip of let's say weeding or something like that, now will take me an hour to an hour and a half, and then I'll be in bed for 2 days.
Oh
So
my
it's
goodness.
like, what the heck? Do I really want to do this? But
Your
no,
doctor's
nobody else
trying to
wants to do
kill
it.
you.
So. Well, see, the thing about fibromyalgia, you're supposed to exercise because you got to keep
Oh,
exercising.
okay.
But the worst extreme cases of fibromyalgia, you get tired when you exercise. So it's like this weird loop. It's good for you and it's still good for your body, but it's really hard to do. It's harder to just do the simple stuff that used to be, no problem to do. And still isn't. Like I should walk 2 miles, but I walk 2 miles. The next day I'm sleeping.
Oh
2
my.
days.
That
And
sounds
then I have
rough.
horrible body temperature regulation. Okay, I broke my pickaxe, man.
Pandy, you still
I've
with
got,
us, brother?
I've got pretty bad body temperature moderation as well. Whatever you call it.
Have you had it your whole life? No.
No, just recently. I thought I had menopause.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone, actually, because when menopause hit for me, I was like, oh, there's no problem, because I have depression, so I figured I'd be able to slide through this. Oh no, that urge to kill people was really interesting.
Oh
I've
Lord.
never really had an urge to kill people, and then all of a sudden I told my daughter, I said, I had this real intense urge to want to just decimate the whole planet. She's like, ooh, maybe you should go to bed, Mom. I said, maybe I should. I just was going to stay in my bedroom for a while.
So you
Just
need
go
a
play more
Snickers
video
and a
games.
nap.
She's all like, can I buy you another violent video game? That should help. And I said, yeah, that'd probably help. So Destiny's the one I play with when I get that way. I just put Destiny on. Like
Oh,
my
goodness.
nephew said it yesterday. Just go find the Fallen and shoot their brains out.
Well, listen, guys,
Okay.
I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to cut the chat in the stream or duck out of the chat. I don't know if it'll keep it up for y'all guys or not, but it's like let's see, 1:30. I gotta be back
Yep.
up at 5.
Yep.
sure.
Well, yeah, you better go to bed. Have a great day. It's only 10:30 where I am.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I was- I
I'm
was
clipping
freaking
up
out.
on the why don't I just stay awake the rest of the night kind of time.
Your wife will kick you out if you don't go to bed soon.
Yeah, she's probably gonna take the power cord to my PlayStation tomorrow while I'm at work.
You'll come home and they'll all be hidden. I know not what you talk about. Doctor said it's bad for you.
Yeah, the kids was over here playing with it earlier today. I don't know what happened to your power cord.
Yeah, that's in my house. I have no idea. So and so. My grandson bought stuff with my V-Bucks on Fortnite. I was like, what happened to my V-Bucks? And everybody's like, what? I said, we're saving it for the next Battle Pass. And I'm like, who played it last? Grandson did, even though my daughter was out here with him. I'm just like, did you know he bought a backpack?
Oh,
Of all the
God.
things he could buy. I said, why did he buy the backpack? It's the ugliest looking things.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I get home and something's messed up. I'm like, listen, they ain't but 3 of you here. Is one of you really gonna make the other 2 pay the price for your screw up?
Probably.
Because if nobody fesses up, everybody pays.
Well, Sword, it was really nice talking to you.
You too, guys.
Thanks
Man, I
for,
appreciate you
chatting
jumping
with
in on the chat. I really do. Man, I went.
Watch more of your stream. I have you on
Yeah, it's a pleasure
notification.
meeting you guys.
I'm not always on
Absolutely
YouTube,
good
though.
chat with you, Panda. And Sorry, it was a pleasure meeting you. Sorry for
You too,
kind of
buddy.
just bouncing in the middle of the stream like that.
Oh no, you
You
good, man.
don't know how to. You don't know how to make
Well, it
oil.
wasn't daytime, okay? Because it would have been like, I'm here, but a lot louder. You can ask Graham.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Y'all guys have a good night, and we'll talk to you next stream.
I think it's the